Welcome all. We will get started in a couple minutes. We're just waiting for attendees to join the conference.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome all. Thank you so much for being here. We are waiting for a couple of additional folks to join us, and we'll get started within the next minute. All right, welcome to Georgia State University's College Night. My name is Anona Walker and I work at Achieve Atlanta, and I am fortunate to get to partner with the folks that you will meet this evening. So we've got a lot of you on this call and we'll have additional folks joining us soon. But to keep us moving, I'm gonna go ahead and get us started. All right. For those who are new to Zoom, I want to go over a couple of its features. The first is the question and answer box. Here, we'd like you to submit any questions that you have throughout the presentation. And at the end, there will be time for us to read out those questions and for our guests from Georgia State to answer those questions. So be sure to input your questions as we're moving through the presentation. Second, there is a chat box, and we encourage you to interact with the chat whenever you are prompted to do so. Finally, if you want to make your screen full screen, there is a button on your screen that will allow you to expand or to reduce the size of your screen. You all are on mute and will be remain on mute for the duration of the presentation. All right, I'd like to turn it over to my colleague, Brittany Bartholomew from Georgia State University.
All right, well, hello everyone. My name is Brittany Bartholomew and I am the Achieve Atlanta lead at Georgia State University. And I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to join the GSU College Night session. All right, so during this session, we'll be providing you with an overview of Georgia State University, what to expect next. So there'll be program requirements, key dates to remember, also details to GSU support team and campus resources. And then I will close out the presentation and start the Q&A portion, which will have Deanna from admissions and Omar from financial aid. So like I said, a quick overview of Georgia State University. We are a public research institution with over 53,000 students from 170 nations and territories, which makes us one of the most diverse universities in Georgia. We offer over 250 degrees and 100 fields of study, which is the widest variety in the state. We are also the #2 most innovative institution in the nation, and that simply means that we are constantly coming up with new ideas to aid our students in the overall success at our institution. And last but certainly not least, we serve as the national model for undergraduate education by demonstrating that students from all backgrounds can achieve academic and career success at high rates. So during the Scholar Night last week, Achieve Atlanta provided you all with the Scholar Commitment Form. And the information on this form provides guidelines for success at any college. And I'd like to briefly review the list. So the first commitment is to maintain full-time enrollment at an eligible Achieve Atlanta institution. And that simply means you need to enroll in at least 12 credits each term. You are also required to meet satisfactory academic progress at your institution. And to ensure this requirement is met at GSU, you will need to maintain at least a 2.0 cumulative GPA and pass 67% of the credits you attempt. You also are to complete all Achieve Atlanta renewal applications and surveys, meet with your designated GSU Achieve Atlanta support team, so that'll be myself and others in my team, complete the FAFSA every year, also update student contact information with Achieve Atlanta as necessary and or requested, meet any additional requirements established by your post-secondary institution, and for Georgia State University, that additional requirement is completing the academic passport every semester, and I will cover that briefly in the next slide. And then last but certainly not least is to complete your post-secondary degree or credential, and that simply means to graduate. So you started the journey, let's ensure that you get the degree that you're looking for. So moving on, I would like to further discuss the additional requirement you will have to complete if you decide to attend Georgia State University as an Achieve Atlanta Scholar. And that requirement is the academic passport. So this passport is designed to aid you in your overall success while attending GSU. And on the screen, you're going to see an example of a freshman passport for the semester. Please note the academic passport will change each year. And we do this simply to tailor the experience for students based off of their classification. So on this document, you're going to see the first thing is going to be monthly workshops. And something I do want to say is I noticed this passport is different. I realize that the Perimeter College one is on the screen. Actually, I want to talk about the Atlanta one. So the difference would be the cohort meetings, right? So you're going to meet with me and my team at the beginning of the semester and have a chance to talk about program requirements and how we actually going to assist you on your journey at Georgia State. Next, they're going to be monthly workshops. And each month, a variety of workshops will be offered to freshmen to aid them in their transition to GSU. And the workshop topics include time management, calculating your overall course grade, stress management, financial literacy, and much more. Next is going to be academic coaching. And like I said, you may not see that on your screen right now, but that is something that we do at the Atlanta campus, not Perimeter College. And during academic coaching, a student will discuss challenges or barriers they're facing, and they'll receive tips or tricks, and campus resources to aid them with the issues that they may be facing. And last on the list is going to be academic advising. And during these sessions, students are able to work with an academic advisor to map out the plan for their courses, change their major, or rework their graduation plan. Freshmen are required to attend 2 sessions during the semester. The first session is used to map out the remaining courses the student will take until graduation. And the second semester is to rework the graduation plan if needed and provide students with additional knowledge on how they can register for their remaining courses. All right, so moving on, I would like to discuss the next steps you need to complete if you plan on attending Georgia State University in the fall. And details on how to complete majority of these steps have been sent via email from Georgia State University if you have been accepted. So first, I want to talk about the admissions requirements, and that is to submit your intent to enroll, submit verification of lawful presence, send your final high school transcript, and submit your required immunization records. Also, if you haven't done so already, please complete your FAFSA and send it to Georgia State University. Remove your emergency contact hold. Set up Campus ID in Duo. Log into PAUSE to view your dashboard. Sign up for new student orientation. Review your financial aid package. Set up check your GSU email regularly. And then also, if you're considering attending or actually staying on our campus for housing, I recommend you go ahead and do so. So while we don't know as of right now if we'll be fully in person or online due to COVID-19, the housing department is advising students to complete the housing application just in case we're cleared to have students on campus. So this will ensure that students are in the housing portal and increase their chances of receiving a housing assignment. Right, so on this slide, I wanted to show you guys a timeline of how to complete your next steps and also talk about a few important dates I want you guys to be aware of. So in May, we'll talk about the same things we mentioned on the last slide, which is to complete your FAFSA, complete all of the admissions requirements, remove your emergency contact hold, set up your campus ID in Duo, sign up for new student orientation, apply for housing, which is optional, and check your GSU email regularly. Moving to June, by then you should have your financial aid package, so please review it to know what you're eligible for. Attend your new student orientation and continue to check your GSU email. Going to July, if you haven't attended an NSO session in June, please attend it in July. Continue to check your email. And a date I want to highlight for you guys is July 31st, which is the tuition and fees payment deadline. And the last month I kind of want to highlight for you all is going to be August. So during the first week of classes or maybe the week beforehand, be on the lookout from communication from me and my team to your GSU email. The first day of classes will be August 24th. And then sometime in August or September, we will be having Achieve Atlanta Mixer. And that's a chance for you to come meet my team. Also talk to Achieve Atlanta as well. Just make sure you're aware of the services that we'll be providing for you for your freshman year. So the image on this slide, I would like to call the road to success. And it showcases important campus support and resources that will aid you in your journey at GSU. And the campus support can be broken down into 5 sections. So that's financial, transition, academics, advisement, and scholar support. Next slide. So let's dig deeper into the purpose of the campus support and how they can aid you in your journey at GSU. So on this slide, you're going to notice that each office has the best way to contact them, and this information will be provided to you all by Achieve Atlanta later in the week. So within financial or finances, I want to go ahead and cover financial aid, also the bursar's office and work study. So financial aid provides assistance for students to help them meet the cost of tuition and fees. As for the bursar's office, they manage billing and payment processes for Georgia State University student accounts. Moving on to work study, which is a financial aid program that aids students with financial need by providing them a part-time job on campus. Next, I'd like to highlight departments that are important in your transition to GSU. So I want to start with housing, and like I mentioned earlier, we're not aware if classes will be fully in person or online for fall 20. However, housing is advising students to complete the housing application just in case we're clear to have students on campus. Another department that aids students in their transition to GSU is the Access Office, which provides support services to students with disabilities. If you are in need of support from this office, I recommend you reach out to them during the summer to ensure these services are available to you for fall 20. And last in the transition section is student life. And I have to say, a university education is not complete without activities and programs to develop students' social and personal lives. So to ensure you get the most out of your experience, please check out what Student Life has to offer. They're able to aid you in finding your niche on campus, connecting with other students, getting involved with leadership opportunities, and much more. Moving on, we have advisement. And as I mentioned earlier, advisement aids students in creating and staying on track with their graduation plan. And they are a huge part of what takes place for students while they're at Georgia State University. So if you want to get in touch with them before your NSO session, the best way is to contact them is going to be this number on the screen. But once you attend your NSO session, you will receive personal contact information for your assigned advisor. Next, we have academics. And at GSU, we have free tuition or free tutoring, available to students that may be struggling with course material or want help with learning or study skills. In addition to tutoring, we also offer supplemental instruction for traditionally harder courses. These study sessions are fun and interactive and are ran by students that have already taken the course and received an A- or higher. And last on the road to success, I have the Scholar Support, which is myself and my team, and we offer additional support to scholars during their journey at GSU. We do this by providing workshops, leadership opportunities, one-on-one meetings, recommending campus resources, and providing consistent outreach via phone and email to ensure scholars remain on track. And within my team, I have 8 awesome advisors, or actually ambassadors, which are current GSU students and Achieve Atlanta scholars that are peer mentors within the program. I also have 2 graduate assistants that handle day-to-day tasks of the office and meet with students one-on-one during the semester. And as for myself, I do a little bit of everything to ensure that the program runs smoothly. And one thing that my current students know, and I want you to know as well if you decide to come to Georgia State University, is that my team and I are here to support you. So any questions, comments, or concerns you have while at GSU, please let us know and we will be more than willing to help you. Next slide. So I want to go ahead and mention, whenever you're in doubt during your journey, your college journey, please remember ATL. So A stands for advocating for yourself. And a few examples of doing this is to know how and when to speak up for yourself, making your own decisions, finding out who will support you in your journey, knowing your responsibilities, and also problem solving. Moving on to T, which stands for touch base with campus resources. I want to let you guys know that it's important to be aware of the different campus resources that are available to you and how and when to reach out to them to ensure you have a successful college experience. And last, we have L, which stands for lean into the experience. This simply means get the most out of your college experience. This can be done by trying your best in your courses, joining one of our 500+ organizations, taking advantage of our one-on-one support available to you, and doing much more. Next slide. So I want to go ahead and congratulate you all for completing the milestone of graduating from high school and doing so during a pandemic. Please know that your success doesn't stop here, and I truly believe and hope you also believe in yourself and know that you're capable for doing amazing things. All right, so before we go into our Q&A session, I would like to answer a question that I've been receiving from our current students and assume that you may all have the same question as well. And it tends to be, our class is going to be in person or fully online for fall 20. And what I can say and be honest with you guys is we're not aware of how classes will take place at the moment. We're currently waiting to hear recommendations from CDC and also the USG system. But one thing I can say is while we're not aware of what fall 2020 would look like, I do know that we are prepared for any scenario, whether it's fully online, in person, or a hybrid method. We do have plans in place to offer students the services and support that they need. Next slide. All right, y'all. So I know that was a lot of information in a short period of time. I want to go ahead and open up the floor to the Q&A session, and I want to allow the other staff members from Georgia State University to introduce themselves and let you guys know which department they're actually in. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Omar Agard. I am a representative of the Student Financial Management Center. So all of your concerns for financial aid, student accounts will go through our office.
Hello, everyone. My name is Deanna Kelly. I am a senior admissions counselor at the Office of Admissions. So anything that has to do with how to get into new student orientation, your next steps, lawful presence. We can even help a little bit with housing because that's under our director as well. With final transcripts, how to send transcripts, we can help you with that as well.
Awesome. Well, actually, that's our first question. I got one of the participants asked, how do we submit transcripts if we haven't heard anything from our school?
So there are a couple of ways that you can send transcripts. So first you can send it through Georgia Futures. you can go on the Georgia Future website and you can submit a request, and usually that's automatically sent to your school, and then they would send it to us. So that's one way. We have other students that use Parchment, and it's similar to Georgia Futures. So again, you would send the request through Parchment, and then it would go to your school, and they can send it directly to us. The last way is you can email your high school counselor yourself if you know your high school counselor email address, and they can submit the transcript directly to us at our email address, and I'll put that in the chat so that way you can spell it correctly, because it is kind of long, but it is electronic transcript without the S, so electronic transcript at gsu.edu. If you use any one of those methods, then we will get your transcript. So you want to make sure that you do submit your final transcript. It doesn't have to be right now because it won't prevent you from registering for classes for the fall semester. But if you continue on to the spring semester, there will be a hold. So you want to make sure that you get that final transcript as quickly as possible. Make sure that it has the graduation date. That's how you know it's a final transcript.
Thank you. All right, our next question is regarding the immunization records. How should students submit those?
So it's also part of your next steps that admissions sends out. So you should have received an email with your next steps, but you can go onto our website and look up the health clinic webpage. And on that webpage, it'll give you all the different avenues that you can submit your immunization records. So I know you can fax it, you can upload it, and there are links for that. So if you can't see the link on your next steps, or you can't find your next steps email, you can go on the health center website and it'll list all the ways that you can upload or fax your immunization records.
Awesome, thank you. We have a couple of questions about Success Academy. Team, do you think you can answer? Oh, they're ready. Okay, so the first question. I start school in June with the Success Academy program. What day exactly does it start?
So Success Academy, I believe it starts the same week as the first day of classes. So they're also going to send you an email. So when you do new student orientation, of course, orientation is going to be before you start classes. They should be able to tell you exactly what day you're going to meet, because you're going to start in with the first day of classes, and then you're going to have a workshop that's going to subside with the Success Academy. And they'll tell you specifically what date and time that Success Academy workshop is.
Just to add on to that really quickly, I'm going to put in the chat now a contact person for Success Academy. She is over the program, so she may be able to give the information before you get the PowerPoint or the workshop information, because I know some students are like, what do I do now, right? They want the steps now, which you totally get. So her name is Ms. Tomlin. She's awesome. And I'm going to actually press enter now to put her email there so you can contact her.
Thank you so much. Next question is also related to Success Academy. Is there a full checklist for Success Academy so I won't miss anything?
Yes, so they also have a checklist, kind of like the flow that I told you as well, if you want to do housing, all that kind of stuff. So go ahead and email Ms. Tomlin, and she'll give you that full-on checklist so you know that you're on track for starting classes this summer.
Okay, thank you so much. Another question related to Success Academy. I'm starting in June through the Success program. How do I sign up for orientation?
So in order to sign up for orientation, it should also be a part of your next steps email that admissions have sent out. If you can't find it, you can go into your PAWS account. When you go into your PAWS account, there should be a tab on the right that you can click for new student orientation. And just to give you a heads up, when you click on that link, it's going to take you back to your application status checklist. So you know that you're in the right place. When you put in the email address and the password, you have to scroll all the way down and you should see a link to allow you to register for new student orientation. Now, I know that there has been some glitches as well as as far as registering for orientation. So you can email the orientation office directly if for some reason you can't access that link, and I'll also put it in the chat, but the email address is orientation@gsu.edu. So first, look for the email for your next steps. If you can't find it there, next, go into your PAWS account. When you go in there, look to the right and try to sign up. And then if all else fails, then you can just email orientation@gsu.edu.
Thank you. All right, we have a question about tuition. Will the entire amount of tuition be due on July 31st or just a portion?
Classes for summer start on June 18th, June 8th for summer session. And I know typically we want all of our students paid prior to the start of school. So I'm going to double check that date if there's something separate and apart for Summer Success Academy. But June 8th would be the target date.
And I think this student is a traditional Achieve Atlanta student, so they're starting to fall.
Okay.
Clarify if all the fees will be due July 31st, which is the fall payment date.
Okay. Yes, then that would be it for fall. That would be correct.
All right, thank you. All right, we have a question. It says, how would we submit the student form documents if we had to share with our parent? That question clear to you, GSU team?
I think that might be a verification of the FAFSA question. If I'm taking a little shot at it, but the student form, that would be the verification, dependent student verification form. And that can be a little tricky. It's hard to, without seeing what you've done so far, help to guide you through it. But what it would be is that you're completing that form. The form is asking you questions, and then based on your responses, it then will create the document that you would need to submit. So you would answer everything first. It would then tell you, well, you need to submit a tax return transcript for your parent. Okay, so that's not going to appear until you've completed the form. Okay, and then to submit it, if you don't have a scanner, you can use your smartphone to take a picture of each page of that document. Sometimes they do print them back and front, so you want to turn it over to make sure you're not missing any information. And then you would upload that picture into the Verify My FAFSA system. Okay, so where it's requesting the document, it's just like attaching a document to an email. You'll click on the link, it'll ask you which file would you want. You go to your file, select the pictures you took, and upload it.
Thank you. Next question. How can tuition be paid with the FAFSA? Does it come out automatically, or is there some type of form? Can the loans be accepted in certain amounts?
So yes, if you're Pell Grant eligible, grants are free money that you don't have to pay back, so you don't have to accept those. Those are automatically going to pay towards your charges. Okay. However, loans, because you have to pay those back, you do have to go through the system and accept those loans. Okay, so you have to commit to them. You are able to select the amount that you need. Keep in mind that there are loan fees. So for example, if you've been offered a $1,000 unsub loan, it's going to pay out about $990. Okay, so there's always a little bit of loan fees that are taken out that doesn't even reach to Georgia State. Okay, so you want to always give yourself a little bit of cushion, but you can do that. You can also accept the full amount and then be refunded for an amount that you didn't need. At that point, you can cancel that difference if you don't want to receive the refund. But if you need that additional funding to cover books and supplies and other things associated with school, then that would be an option for you as well. So yes, there is a little bit of both. Some of it will automatically pay if you're Hope or Zell, it will automatically pay. And Pell automatically pays. Other scholarships would automatically pay. However, your loans, you do have to physically accept those loans. And as first-time borrowers, you would also complete loan counseling, which is reading a couple paragraphs to explain what a subsidized loan and what an unsubsidized loan is so that you are aware. And then you sign a master promissory note. promising to pay it back one day, because they don't let it go unless you promise to pay it back, okay?
All right, another financial aid question. When will financial aid notifications come out if all the other FAFSA information has been submitted?
So if FAFSA is submitted, it all depends on when you've submitted the FAFSA. For example, if you've done your FAFSA today, it's going to take 3 to 5 business days before we would receive it. Okay, once we receive it, if your FAFSA has been selected for verification, then you have to complete that verification process before you're awarded to know exactly what eligible aid you will be receiving. Okay, for those who are not selected for verification, we'll go right into packaging that award for you. Now that's just going to be the amount of aid that you have. You're not going to see charges as yet until you've completed orientation and you've registered for classes, and those are on the system.
Okay, thank you. Another question, if we set up a payment plan, does the Pell Grant go into the next semester since we cannot cancel the payment plan?
So would you ask one more time?
Yeah, I'll read it one more time. And if we need clarification, we can call that out and have the participant reframe the question. It says, if we set up a payment plan, does the Pell Grant go into the next semester since we cannot cancel the payment plan?
I understand. Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
once you set up the payment plan, if you do have some free aid like a Pell Grant, what's going to happen is you're looking at on the payment plan is just the difference. Okay, it should just be a balance that isn't already automatically covered. Okay, and that's what would be the amount that you're signing on to the payment plan for. And the Pell Grant would not transfer. You're starting, for those starting in the summer, it is going to be, this is the end of the fiscal and financial year for federal aid. So the new FAFSA for the fall gives you all of your award money going forward into that new academic year.
Thank you. Another question, is there a change in circumstances form for 2021? And who will I need to submit, email, or mail that form to?
Okay. We've done away with change in circumstance. Okay, now the name is slipping me right now. It's recently updated, but there is a process through the Verify My FAFSA system as well. Okay, so we're no longer doing a paper submission for change in circumstance. Change in circumstance, for those who might not be familiar, what that is we understand that the federal aid is based on finances 2 years ago. So things may have changed since then, especially now during a global pandemic, right? A lot of people are not working, so families don't have the same financial situation. And we want to be fair to you to award aid based on what you're really dealing with financially. So that change in circumstance allows you the opportunity to provide us with information to show, here, I've been laid off, my parents have lost their job over this period of time. So we're not making that money that you see from 2017 or 2018 currently. And it allows us to then appeal to the government to update your FAFSA utilizing this new documentation of your current financial situation. That is going to be available starting midsummer for the fall on the Verify My FAFSA system.
All right, another question. What are your email addresses for future reference? Would you all be willing to share those in the chat?
For me and us in the financial area, it is 100% better for you to submit a ticket. I don't mind giving my email, but for speeder or faster response, our web case system would be the best way. So if I'm personally tied up, we have a whole staff of people and everybody's going out there to quickly help to respond to those questions.
So for me, I am totally willing to give my email address. I can tell it to you and then I can put it in the chat. So my email address is dkelly15@gsu.edu. So I'll put it in the chat so you can spell it correctly and you can reach out to me anytime.
As for me, I will go ahead and give you guys the general Achieve at GSU email. Kind of like what Omar said, it's better to get quicker answers when it goes to our general email because we have people watching it every single day compared to me when I'm kind of all over the place at different meetings. So I want to make sure you guys get your emails answered quickly. So I'm going to put it in the chat, and it's just achieve@gsu.edu. And then feel free to email us and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Awesome, thanks. Next question. I know this isn't Achieve Atlanta related, but should I complete my college roomie even if in-person instruction is unknown?
Can you say that question again?
Yes, give me a second because I moved that over. It says, I know this isn't Achieve Atlanta related, but should I complete my college roomie even if in-person instruction is unknown?
So you mean like housing? Okay, yeah.
I believe so.
Okay, so if I understand the question correctly, Brittany, you can help me with this one. So as long, even though we don't know what the situation is going to be moving forward for the fall, we always have a wait list in housing. And so if you know that you want to live in housing or considering it, definitely fill out your housing application and pay the deposit. So I'm getting to the answer of the question, but make sure you fill out the housing application and pay your deposit to select a spot. And then yes, you can select who you want a room with. If you and your roomie know that you guys want to stay with each other, probably be better for you guys to put each other on your application, so that way the applications can kind of find each other. But yes, you can absolutely select a roommate, but just make sure, please make sure not only the application is done, but the deposit is done to secure your spot. And then if it just so happens that we're not going to have housing on campus, it is refundable. I know that's a question that a lot of people have been asking. What if I pay my deposit? Can I get it back? If we're not to give you a bed, if we can't give you a bed, or if we decide to move totally online, then yes, your refund, you will be issued a refund for that housing deposit.
Thank you. Last question. Oh, there's two, and one just popped up. Someone said, I didn't get the August detail. Can you tell me what it was again? So the steps that you reviewed, Ms. Bartholomew, and before she does that, I'll note that we will be posting the presentation slides on Achieve Atlanta's website, so you'll be able to find them there. But Ms. Bartholomew, can you give us an overview?
Yes, so in August, the week before classes and the week of classes when they start, just simply keep an eye on your email. And I'm gonna tell you guys this now, check your email once a day. I know y'all are on Instagram or TikTok more than once a day, just check your email once a day just to get a habit of that. But before classes start, my team and I like to reach out to you guys just to let you know we're here for you and give you details on our mixer, which will take place in August or September as well. And in the mixer, we're just gonna have a chance to meet you guys in person, hopefully. And if not, we'll do a virtual way so you know who I am, who my team is, and get more details of the program, your requirements, and what you guys should expect of us. And then the last thing that obviously is gonna happen in August is the first day of classes. And that will be the 24th of August. And like Anona said, if you wanna look at the dates in detail from May all the way to August, that will be in the PowerPoint that Achieve Atlanta will give to you guys within the next few days.
Awesome. All right, we have another question. Is GSU doing any virtual tours right now?
So we have daily tours that we do every day, well, info sessions rather. So we do those every day. We have a virtual tour that's on our website before even we dismissed in-person classes. So as of right now, we're not combining the info session with the tour as we normally would do as if you were in person. But if you're interested, you can always go into the info session if you want more information, or you can just go straight to our website and get a virtual tour, and it'll tell you all the spots and hot spots on GSU Atlanta's campus and tell you a little bit about each building. So yeah, they're virtually available. You don't have to sign up for a particular date or time. It's available 24/7 for you.
Thank you all for all your responses. Are there any final questions? I'll give you a second to type those into the Q&A box.
And just want to update the change in circumstance is now called the Family Contribution Appeal. Okay, so that's what you look for on the Verify My FAFSA system. So all appeals now go through that. So it's a lot faster, it's easier, it's more electronic and user-friendly.
Fantastic. All right, we have another question. How will Georgia State know if I got approval from Achieve Atlanta? And I'm happy to answer that question. So Achieve Atlanta works really closely with the team at Georgia State, but the way that we know where you intend to go is you will update your scholarship application and tell us which institution you plan to attend. And so once you give us that information, we will send the scholarship check directly to Georgia State, and it will be applied to your account. Meanwhile, we'll also be working really closely with Ms. Bartholomew so that she knows that you are an Achieve Atlanta scholar who is coming to Georgia State. Anything you'd add, team? No? A question, do we get the scholarship money instantly or is there a claim form? So as I said before, once you tell us which college you plan to attend in the fall, we send the scholarship check directly to that institution. And that will be the same process on an ongoing basis. You'll fill out what we call spring update applications and annual renewal applications and indicate where you will be going to school. We use that then to confirm that you are still eligible for the scholarship and then send the check directly to the institution that you attend. We have a question about the size of Achieve Atlanta's 2020 cohort. We have not confirmed the size of the cohort yet, as we are still accepting some applications, but that information will be shared with the broader community once it is confirmed. A great question. All right. Any final questions? All right, I don't see anything else coming in. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking time to join us today. I also want to thank the great team from Georgia State that took time out to be with us today and to answer all of your questions. This is the start of a wonderful relationship, so hopefully you're excited about what's to come. As I mentioned, we will be uploading the PowerPoint slide that you saw today to Achieve Atlanta's website. We also will upload a copy of this presentation. So in the event that you want to go back and review it, you can do so. And then we'll make sure to create an FAQ so you have answers to your questions. If there's nothing else, thank you for your time. Team, anything else you'd like to say?
No, just thank you guys for joining. Hopefully you guys choose to come to Georgia State. We're a great institution. I know Omar and also Diana, they can agree with me that that will be a good choice if you decide to come work with us at Georgia State University.
Yeah.
I definitely second that. Thank you guys for your time and for having me, and looking forward to a great semester coming up.
Yeah, hope to see you guys on campus.
Thank you. Have a good evening.